Well, now joining us for you, A's fan, he's an all-time A's fan favorite, and it's great to see you, Kurt Suzuki. Man, it has been a long time. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I was telling the story earlier in the show. By the way, look how we improved. Right? We're now doing a television show. We've changed
This
a
is big
lot.
league right now.
It's changed a lot since you
Yes.
were here. I was telling the story. I was like looking it up because you were with the Minnesota Twins at the time. It was like 15 or 16. We did the interview for pregame over in the dugout. And then after we were talking, catching up, how the kids doing, how's everything going? And at that point, you were talking about retirement. What are you going to do? And kids are still pretty young, but I'm not sure if I want to coach or whatever. And here we are, 2022. God bless you. You're still playing.
Oh man, yes, it is. It's definitely been a blessing. That I'm able to do this, every year or up until this year, and then two, that my family allows me to do this. It's a big sacrifice, not just for myself, but for my family. My kids are in school full time every day now, and my daughter Malia was born here. She just turned 11. My middle one Kai is 9.
Wow.
And then my youngest is 6.
They were babies back in the day.
Eli wasn't even born. He was born in Minnesota. So it was, it's crazy. And then my wife was pregnant with Kai. My second one in 13, when I got traded back here, she was pregnant with Kai. So it was, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I think about my twins who are now 16. I remember putting that when they were little girls and they were wearing the Kurt Suzuki jersey, the long sleeve jersey to bed. And I tweeted it out. The fans loved it. Yeah, they're now 16. A lot has changed, but a lot of great has changed for you. I think about winning the World Series, your career. But it all started here, and it meant so much to start here. I know this organization will always mean so much to you.
You just nailed it right there. I mean, every time I come to this place, obviously as a visiting team, everybody hated coming here. But when I come back here as a visitor, I love it. It brings back memories. This will always be, I call it my home. This is where I first started from. Everybody, I look at the coaching staff, and Emo was my first pitching coach. Bushy was my first hitting coach. I played with Tommy Everidge in the minor leagues coming up, and in the big leagues a little bit. I played with Kotz, my first year when I got called up, and he took care of me, took me under his wing. And, you see all these guys, Mikey and Voos and Cliffy and Maddie. And I mean, everybody that works in the clubhouse are still security guards. Everybody's here. It's a pretty cool experience to be able to come back and just the support and the love that they show you coming back. I mean, I had the greatest years here. It was awesome.
You would have loved Sunday because we put Keith Lipman and Steve Vucinich into the A's Hall of Fame.
Yes, that I saw it. Actually, we had it on the TV up there in the locker room yesterday. We were looking at watching the highlights and stuff, and
yeah.
I saw Vusi put on his green jacket. Lip looks the same as when I was here going through the minor leagues. Still looks the same, and I mean, what awesome human beings they are. Great. Obviously, Lip had a huge impact on my career. My development as a baseball player, helping me reach the big leagues, helping me reach my goals, my dreams. And, I'm forever grateful for everybody in this organization.
What's it like now as truly a veteran? And I mean, you got the street cred versus like when you first came up. I mean, it's got to be a world of difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. I mean, I was scared to death when I first got called up. I ain't going to lie, Jason Kendall, Mark Kotze, Mark Ellis, Bobby Crosby, Dan Herron started the All-Star game, for crying out loud, when Kendall got traded. I had to catch him. It was a very neat experience for me, and I think, learning the ropes, learning how to be a big leaguer from all these guys that had all this tons of experience was a huge help for myself. And I try to do that for these young guys that get called up. I try to teach them, what I learned when I first got called up. Obviously, as you know, it's a little bit different, nowadays from when it was, back then. But when you think about it, it really isn't that much difference. You still have to continue to learn how to be a big leaguer, how to be a professional on a daily basis. And I think, for me, when I preach to these young kids, that's the hardest part to learn, is how to be a pro, how to be a big leaguer every day, not just going out there and playing the game. It's the stuff off the field, the preparation, the recovery, the mentality, everything about that it also plays a huge role in it.
You had such great success. And speaking of why Kotze loved him so much, they're Cal State Fullerton guys. Being a San Jose State guy drives you nuts. I still tell Kotze, I walked down when it was Kevin Costner Field. I walked Kotze to get to the bases loaded, and the next guy up at a grand slam off of me. So I never actually faced him back in college. But you'd won so much in college, right? Couple trips to Omaha, you guys won it. And then to think going through your career to then win the World Series. You hang on and you stay with the Nats and you win. I mean, just take us through as a veteran. That was such a veteran-laden club. We would have Trip Hale on while you guys are going through that run. He was still coming on A's Cast Live with us, taking us through it, right? Like you wouldn't think, like, why is the A's guys always getting Chip Hale? But Chip always took care of us. Just what was that run like?
It was memorable. I'm not going to lie. It was a tough start. You look at our team and, with the Howie Kendricks, the Ryan Zimmermans, Strauss, Max, Anthony, myself, Jan
Doolittle was there.
Doolittle was there. Hudson. I mean, you had a bunch of veteran guys out there, and we always joked around, call ourselves the old guys, the viejos out there. But I think that's what helped us. When you start 19-31 in a division like the NL East, to be able to come out of that wasn't easy. And we had a lot of meetings, we had a lot of things, but I think to truly win when you start off that bad, you really have to enjoy being around each other. And I felt like we truly loved one another. We loved being at the park together. We loved competing together. And I think that's what helped us the most. And to be able to do what we did, and all we said was, if we get a shot, wild card, it didn't matter. If we just got in, we knew we were going to make some noise. And with our pitching staff and our veteran guys on the team. So when we got in, and obviously that game against Milwaukee in the wild card game, with that Soto got that hit and the ball bounced away from Grisham, you knew something special was going to happen.
So all of a sudden, Yan Gomes gets traded over here, right? And we're doing the interview with him, and we asked him, like, how weird is it seeing Max Scherzer in a Dodger uniform? And I'll throw it even now at the trading deadline, seeing Juan Soto in the Padre brown. I mean, it had to be tough to see that team win it all and what that meant, Baby Shark and all the stuff you guys had rolling, and to now just see it, not even it's a shell of itself.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But at the same time, I think when you're around enough, you understand it's a business. You understand that, organizations have a job to do to make their team better, not just in the future. I mean, not in just the present, but in the future, in the long run. And I think the best direction, for the organization was to sell pieces and to rebuild their farm system and stuff like that. And obviously Riz had built that team, from being a 100-loss team and then to winning the World Series. So he obviously has an idea of what he wants to do and what it looks like to rebuild. So, it is weird watching Scherz and Trey, they're in a Dodger uniform, now Soto in a Padres uniform is, I mean, I play with Rendon and I look at him in an Anaheim uniform and I think it's weird, it's crazy.
And something I think you guys should be really proud of. I don't know. We talk about your guys' team a lot now, and I think you guys should be really proud, is that if a team is struggling, and now the Braves are in that also, because in August at one point last year, the Braves are 2 games under 500. But now if a team's struggling, we now look and say, hey, wait a minute, look what the Nationals did. You got to be proud. I mean, what you guys did was really special. Everyone counted you out, and you showed that, you know what, you can come back. Don't quit. Stay together. Don't, throw each other under the bus in the media. And if you do it the right way, you can win it all.
And you're absolutely right. It definitely is. It's pretty humbling that everybody said, hey, look at the Nats in 19. They came back and won when they started off so poorly in a tough division. But you just nailed it right there. You have to love being at the park together. You have to love competing together. You have to have that chemistry in the clubhouse to be able to turn it around, because it's easy, like you said, to throw guys under the bus, to point your fingers, to blame people here and there. But, the hardest thing is to take accountability and to just work through it together. And you really have to, like I said, I mean, we talk to each other. We have group chats still from the guys on the same team. We went this spring training. We had dinner with Trey and Howie and Huddy and Jan and Ali and Tony. We went out to dinner together, and we really enjoy being around each other.
You know, Ken Korak said it last. Oh, first of all, World Series ring, how much do you wear it?
I wear it quite a bit, especially with the Dodgers fans being down there. You know, I wear it quite a bit around there.
I like it. Well, Ken Korak said it last night on the broadcast, and let's end on this because I know you have BP going on. 18 years ago, you were drafted by the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's gone by fast, but not gone by fast. You know, it's been a whirlwind. Been on a few teams, and you know, I got 3 kids now, and 18 years. I mean, 2004 is it seems like far away, but it really not. You know, and when I come back here, it bring back memories. You know, and you know, I was a kid. I was a kid here, and you know, I had a lot of tough times, but I also had a lot of great times, and you know, I think it made me better. And like I said, you know, I will always love Oakland. I always love coming back to the Coliseum and playing in front of these fans, and it's awesome.
You know, an interview that I will never forget when I think of all the different interviews I've done, the interview you and I did at the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, yeah.
And how much it meant for you to play in Japan. And then after we did the interview, the reception you got in Japan. And I remember just going, wow. And I was sitting up in the press box and just knowing what that meant to you. That was really special. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was the first time I've ever met my relatives in Japan. That was the first time I've ever seen them and met them in person. And I mean, baseball, you know, does crazy things like that. You know, it opens up doors to things that you never think you'll ever do. And shoot, I met my relatives from Japan for the first time, and I got to play in front of them. It was pretty cool.
Well, you're a grade A, and I know last time I talked to you, you said you wouldn't play that much longer. I don't know. We may be here 5 years from now,
no.
and here you're who knows?
I don't know. It's going to be tough, but yeah, I guess you never know.
You're always great to
All
us.
right.
Congratulations on an unbelievable career, and hopefully we'll talk again
All right.
soon.
Yes, thank you.